What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. This video I am particularly very excited to film. We're throwing it back and we're gonna do a couple of the fun player videos, in my opinion. I did the best player from each jersey number, best player, MLB player, of course, from each US state, stuff like that. So today we're gonna kind of bring it back. I've been doing a lot of hat rankings lately and, some other random fun videos, quizzes, but I'm excited to get back to filming another player, team, ranking type video. So without further ado, let's get started. Let me just kind of explain what we have for you today. Based on the title and thumbnail you guys have probably already seen, in today's video, I am going to be picking one player from every MLB team that is most likely going to be elected into the Hall of Fame. For some teams, it's a given. This player 100% is going to go to the Hall of Fame. But there are some teams right now that do not have an obvious favorite, like the Oakland Athletics, the Colorado Rockies. So in today's video, I definitely went through every single team, all their rosters, and I made the decision of the players that I thought, if baseball ended today, who's the most likely player to be elected to the Hall of Fame tomorrow? Also, to be clear, it is active players. There may be a very washed player that I may select for a team. Just understand that I looked at overall career statistics, number of homers, awards, even, MVP, Cy Youngs, batting titles. A lot of different things go into this list. I just want to put that out there. Like I said just a second ago, there are many teams that there's not a given player, so I definitely kind of had to dig a little deep and just pick the best player from that, team. It was kind of difficult for some. Basically, I just kind of wanted to explain my thought process throughout making this list to save maybe further arguments. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Coming in for the first team on our list, we have the Toronto Blue Jays. The player that I did pick for this team is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vlad has had a pretty solid career up until this point. He is still under the age of 25. He's a three-time All-Star. He just won his first home run derby in 2023. He's won a Silver Slugger. He's won a Gold Glove. So just some impressive career stats right there. He came in second in MVP voting in 2021. He has hit 130 homers, has a career 15.2 WAR. I looked at a Toronto Blue Jays team. There are many qualifying players, but I look at a guy like Vlad and it doesn't seem like he's slowing down anytime soon. But Vlad is my pick for the Toronto Blue Jays. This guy is just a beast. Moving on to the Cleveland Guardians. This one's interesting, but the clear and obvious choice was Jose Ramirez. Now, he has never won an MVP. He has not won Gold Gloves, but this guy is one of the most underrated players in the game. He's a 5-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger. He has over 200 career home runs, a career batting average of .279, a 45.6 career WAR, and 129 career OPS+. He has finished top 10 in MVP voting 6 times. So basically, for all of his amazing seasons, he has come so close to winning MVP, but unfortunately doesn't have any of that hardware to show off. And yeah, he was just a clear and obvious pick for the Guardians. Coming in for the Los Angeles Angels, the clear and obvious guy that we have today is Mike freaking Trout. Yes, he has been dealing with the injury bug as of the last couple years. He has not had a full healthy season in quite some time. That sucks, but you can still say if his career ended tomorrow, he's 100% going to be a Hall of Famer. No doubt. He is a 3-time MVP, a Rookie of the Year, an 11-time All-Star, a 9-time Silver Slugger, a 2-time All-Star MVP, might I add. He's still a ripe 32 years old. He has a career 368 homers, a career 85.2 WAR, and a career OPS plus of 173. A career 301 batting average. As long as he could just stay healthy, he is the type of player that you could foresee him hitting 500 homers, having 2,500 to 3,000 career hits in his career. The only problem is he has to stay on the field. We all wish Mike Trout the best for his foreseen future, of course, because this guy, when he is on the field, is an absolute joy to watch. Coming in for the Houston Astros, there are so many players that you think about when I talk about this team, but when I think of the one player that has already had an amazing career, it is Justin Verlander. I mean, this guy is 41. If his career ended tomorrow, he's another player like Mike Trout who is going, no doubt, to be elected into the Hall of Fame. So this is a given. But the fact that he is a starting pitcher and he has won an MVP and 3 Cy Young awards in his career is just mind-blowing to me. I honestly, I've seen some mixed feelings on it, but I love when starting pitchers win MVP. That just shows absolutely how dominant they were in that season. He has won a Rookie of the Year, 9-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ, 2 times ERA title, an 80.9 career WAR, and his win-lose record throughout his career is 257 wins to 141 losses, having over 3,000 career strikeouts. But the fact that he just won a Cy Young Award in 2022, his age 39 season, I mean, wow. And came in top 10 in MVP voting just that year. Justin Verlander is the clear and obvious choice. Coming in for the St. Louis Cardinals, this one, there's 2 guys that I think of immediately, and that is Nolan Arenado and the guy that I did go with, Paul Goldschmidt. He is 36 years old, but has won an MVP. He is a 7-time All-Star, a 4-time Gold Glover over there at first, and a 5-time Silver Slugger. He has a career 61.7 Baseball Reference WAR. He has a whopping 340 career homers, a career batting average of 293. Moving on to the Miami Marlins. Now, okay, the Miami Marlins are one of the teams that I think we have to deal with on this list that, there's not an obvious guy. You may think there is, but there isn't. There are 2 players that I think of, Luis Ariz and Sandy Alcantara. But other than him being able to hit a crap ton of singles, he's not a good defender. He's never gonna win an MVP because he doesn't hit for much power at all and can't field. So unfortunately for him, I did go with a guy like Sandy Alcantara. I'm gonna throw out another unfortunate of events because yes, he is injured right now. He, he wasn't even good in the 2023 season. But the reason why I had to go with him is because I did have to pick someone from the Marlins. But also, he has won a Cy Young and he is a 2-time All-Star. So when I do look at overall, what the players' hardware, what they got, he's won a Cy Young already in his career. He does have a 19.5 Baseball Reference WAR over his career so far. I don't even know when he's supposed to return. But when he can come back and just, play like he was, it could turn out still very well for him in his career. Moving on to the San Diego Padres, there are a lot of good options for this team. There's at least 3 that I can think of, but the one that, came to mind first was Manny Machado. He's still only at 31 years of age, but he's still in his prime. He has already put up very solid campaign numbers throughout his career, like being a 6-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove winner, Silver Slugger. He has won a Platinum Glove. He has a career WAR of 54.9, over 300 homers, a career 279 batting average. He's nearing 2,000 hits. Definitely can hit that number in maybe another season and a half, and he has come in top 10 in MVP voting 5 times. But Manny Machado is still one of the best third basemen in the game today. But yeah, so he is the clear choice from the Padres. Moving on to their rivals, the Los Angeles Dodgers. This was one of the most hot takes I had to make a choice on. But I want you guys to understand my reasoning. With newly signed Shohei Ohtani, this may raise some eyebrows, or whatever the phrase I shall say, but he is not my pick for the Dodgers. The Dodgers do have 4 huge, eye-wide players that we could pick. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, but the one guy that I had to go with that I felt was the most solidified in his career today is starting pitcher Clayton Kershaw. The reason I picked Clayton Kershaw is because this guy is still only 35 years old, but has had so much success in his career. Let me just start naming. He is an MVP winner as a starting pitcher, a 3-time Cy Young Award winner, a Triple Crown, a 10-time All-Star, a Gold Glove as a pitcher, a 5-time ERA title, and he's still only 35 years old. Actually, he has a birthday coming up in about 2 weeks, so then he'll be 36. Not even 36 quite yet, and he already has over 200 career wins. He doesn't even have 100 losses in his career. He has a career 2.48 ERA, a career WAR of 79.9, and almost just barely has 3,000 career strikeouts as of right now. Yes, he will be injured going into the 2024 season, but as soon as he can bounce back from that, I have no doubt that he is still going to be one of the top pitchers in the game. Moving on to the Pittsburgh Pirates, I selected Andrew McCutchen, and if it weren't for McCutchen on the Pirates, this would be pretty difficult, you know, choice right here. But McCutchen is 37 years old, so he is getting older, but that means he has had some success in his younger years. He's an MVP winner, a 5-time All-Star, he's a Gold Glove winner, and a 4-time Silver Slugger. Actually, he only has 299 career homers. So in the 2024 season, he's literally gonna be hitting the 300 home run mark. He has almost a 50 career WAR, over 2,000 hits, and a career 279 batting average. Stolen over 200 bases, over 1,000 RBIs. Very solid numbers right here. Coming in for the Atlanta Braves, this is a fun one because they have a lot of players to talk about here. Austin Riley, Matt Olson. But the obvious choice was the newest National League MVP in Ronald Acuna Jr. He is only 26 years old and has numbers and career history like this. Obviously, like I mentioned, MVP award winner in 2023, 4-time All-Star, and a 3-time Silver Slugger award. He has a career 25.9 WAR, 161 career homers, a career batting average of 292, 180 stolen bases throughout his career, of course, and 73 of those came from this season. A career OPS plus of 141. If someone told me this is the only MVP award he will win in his career, I would tell you to shut up because I wouldn't believe you. Yes, he may not, have a career like this again because, he had an 8.2 WAR, 41 homers, a 337 batting average, 73 stolen bases. Those are like insane video game road to show type numbers. Moving on to the Colorado Rockies. This is one of the teams I was talking about that might be a little difficult, to pick a player. But the player that I did get to choose, I am quite happy with. But we have Kris Bryant from the Colorado Rockies. Because the Rockies are one of the teams that it was really hard to find a player. But Kris Bryant is the most likely player on that team because in his career, he has already won an MVP, won a Rookie of the Year, a World Series win, and he has been elected an All-Star 4 different times. He is 32, and it's no secret, he has been battling the injury bug the last couple seasons of his career. He does have a career 28.2 WAR, 182 homers in his career, a career batting average of 276. But yeah, so Kris Bryant, believe it or not, was the most obvious choice to pick on the Rockies team. Moving on to the Kansas City Royals. Two big players you could select right now. That, Bobby Witt Jr. was definitely a real question mark to me because I wanted to pick him because he had a phenomenal season in 2023. But he is still a young player, still hasn't solidified his career yet. The guy that I did choose has had, some pretty good hardware added to his name. And that guy is Salvador Perez. He is an 8-time All-Star, a 4-time Silver Slugger, a World Series MVP, and a 5-time Gold Glover at the catcher position. He's 33, and his 2023 season was a down year for him. He's getting older. No, he's not going to produce defensively at the catcher position. He's getting older. But he does have a career WAR of 33. He has 1,400 career hits. He has 243 career homers and a career batting average of 267. And that's at the catcher position. Catchers typically, of course, don't hit as much contact or just high batting average in general. Moving on to the Detroit Tigers. Now, without them having Miguel Cabrera on the team, it was kind of hard to select a player. They still don't have any one player that stands out heavily. So the guy that I picked, you might be like, what? We have shortstop Javier Baez. He used to be one of the most exciting, one of the most fun players to watch on the baseball screen. After, signing and being a part of that Tigers team, he has fallen off the face of the earth. But in his career, he has won a Gold Glove, a Silver Slugger, he's a World Series champ, and he's a 2-time All-Star. He did come in second in MVP voting in 2018. He does have a career 175 homers, but only a career batting average of a 256 and under a 30 career WAR. But this Tigers team did force me to have to pick a guy like Javi Baez. Let's hope for better years to come. Moving on to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, the next guy that I did pick is a fun one. He is a rookie that I have been talking about. Just won the National League Rookie of the Year award, and that is Mr. Corbin Carroll. So the Diamondbacks also didn't really have a one player that stood out to me the most. Yes, you could argue a guy like Ketel Marte. I don't really know who else, but just Corbin Carroll. I looked at him and obviously he's had a lot of success just in his first full year. And then also his trajectory over his career, it just seems like it's going to be really good. So obviously his first year being an all-star, a rookie of the year, he's still only 23 years old. He's a speedy guy. He's gonna steal bases. He does have power to go along with that speed. He's a good contact hitter. He had just this season a 285 batting average, a career OPS plus of 134. It's just gonna be one of those guys for the Diamondbacks, and I'm excited to see it. So yes, we're not able to talk about his long career stats right now, but he is one of the first players that I did get to pick that is kind of newer to the majors, so I'm really excited to see what he could do throughout his career. Moving on to the Minnesota Twins, I have selected Carlos Correa, shortstop for the Twins. His career, so he's still under 30, okay? He still has some good years left in him. He had a pretty good 2022 season, I believe. 2023 was a bit of a down year. He is a Rookie of the Year, a two-time All-Star, a Gold Glove winner, and a Platinum Glove winner. He has a career 40.9 WAR, a career 173 homers, and a 273 career batting average. He has over 1,000 hits, over 600 RBIs, and a career OPS plus of 124. 2023 was a bit of a down year. He only had a 230 batting average, only hitting 18 homers. But like I said previously, you know, he's only played in about 130 games the last 2 seasons. So I definitely think that he will have a bounce back and continue to build onto his Hall of Fame resume. Moving on to the Chicago White Sox. I picked from this team Luis Robert Jr. The White Sox have recently dumped a lot of their players. He's still just 26 years old. He is only a one-time All-Star, but he's won a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger. He has a career OPS plus of 124 and a career batting average at 279. He came in 12th in MVP voting in 2023, but had a really impressive year. I mean, just this year, played in 145 games, had 38 homers, and a 264 batting average. This was his first season playing over 100 games, and he played in 145 of them. He's the most likely player from the White Sox, although realistically there are some players that just in their career that I do mention just aren't going to make it to the Hall of Fame. But he's a guy that, you know, you can imagine there. Moving on to the Texas Rangers, spoiler alert, but not for long. You guys have no idea how bad I wanted to pick Corey Seager, but that's because the guy that I did pick is just absolutely disgusting, okay? And that is Max Scherzer. Nasty Max. This guy right here is mad impressive to watch on the field. He is a 3-time Cy Young Award winner, an 8-time All-Star, and a 2-time World Series winner. He has a career 75 WAR. His win-lose record is 214 and 108. A career 3.15 ERA. Over 3,300 strikeouts in his career. I mean, dude, if his career ended tomorrow, he is 100% without a doubt going into the Hall of Fame, and that's not even for the purpose of this video. That's just for the purpose of his career. But Max Scherzer has solidified himself as a Hall of Famer, and that's why he is my pick for this video. Moving on to the Washington Nationals. This is a fun one because you know who I had on my list for a couple days, then had to take away, was Stephen Strasburg. There is some stuff I had to do some research on to be educated on. Since the 2019 season, I learned like literally that was his last good season, because he literally carried the Nationals to that World Series title right there. And unfortunately went under, I can't pronounce it, but some sort of surgery in his arm that there were complications and he was not able to return to a starter. And basically right now, he decided to retire a few months ago. But I've learned that the Nationals said, well, you're not going to get the rest of the money on your contract. And he says, well, wait, no. So he came out of retirement, but he can't pitch. So, you know, as of right now, when spring training is going on, he's still at his home. But he's not at camp, he's not participating with the Nationals, but he wants to get paid. He can't play. So there's this whole weird thing going on. So long story short, Stephen Strasburg, I had to take off my list. But just because he's not qualifying, he's technically retired, but the Nationals want him to come and just be like a coach for the younger players. So anyways, let me stop rambling. Let me get on to the real thing. I have CJ Abrams from, shortstop for the Nationals, of course. Abrams was like the best guy that I felt would make sense in this situation. And that's just because he's a young rookie. He's only 23. Just this season, had a 3.4 WAR, 18 homers, 245 batting average, a 95 career OPS plus. So nothing like crazy that stands out right there. But this is a video of hypothetical situations for a lot of teams. So he's a guy that, you know, you can hope can get better and better, still being so young. But realistically, no, if, you know, he would not be elected into the Hall of Fame tomorrow. Moving on to the New York Yankees, I picked Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is going to be that guy, and he is that guy for the Yankees, okay? There were, you know, were other guys I could pick like Juan Soto or Garrett Cole, but Aaron Judge is just a clear, obvious favorite. Just having won an MVP award in 2022 and also breaking the AL home run record, having hit 62 homers. And also he is a 5-time All-Star, a home run derby champ, and a 3-time Silver Slugger, and a Rookie of the Year award winner. Yes, you're gonna say 2023 was a down year for him, and that's just because he did not hit 62 homers. But Aaron Judge only playing in 106 games in 2023, he still hit 37 homers. So if he even played near 160, he definitely could have gotten close to that 60 home run mark. I mean, he's the captain. Aaron Judge, no, he's my pick for them. Coming in for the Baltimore Orioles, we have their newly acquired Cy Young Award winner in Corbin Burns. Now, the Orioles have a lot of young players that could qualify, you know, based on the trajectory of their career, like Adley Rutschman or Gunnar Henderson. But I had to go with Corbin Burns because he is already a Cy Young Award winner. And he is a 3-time All-Star and an ERA title winner. He's been pretty healthy his last couple of years. His last 3 seasons have been phenomenal. In the last 4 years, he has come in top 8 in Cy Young voting, obviously bringing the award home in 2021. I'm really excited to see him pitch on the Orioles. He's what they needed in that rotation, their ace. Really excited for him. Excited to see who he'll sign with next season as a free agent. Moving on to the Seattle Mariners, I have the obvious choice of Julio Rodriguez. This guy is a solidified superstar because he is super young, still only being 23 years old, having won a Rookie of the Year, being a 2-time All-Star, and a 2-time Silver Slugger. I mean, he is going to be an elite center fielder for many years to come, especially, you know, just for the Seattle team, being locked up with them for a while. He has a career .279 batting average. He has come in top 10 in MVP voting just of the last 2 seasons. I mean, yes, he has, again, only played in 2 seasons and is already, I mean, just being one of the best in the game. So he was by far the clear and obvious choice for most likely on this team. Moving on to the Cincinnati Reds. This is the team I had to dig deep here because Joey Votto is, you know, just for his first time in his career, not on the Reds. He would have been my clear and obvious choice, but because he's not on the Reds, I had to dig deep a little bit, and the best player that I could come up with was, believe it or not, Matt McClain. Trust me, even I myself am not super sold on this. But not saying he's not a good player, just Hall of Fame is a big milestone to reach in your career. Just in his first season, has a .290 batting average, a career OPS plus of 129, but that's only being 1 season, so I shouldn't say career. Just his 2023 season, he had 16 homers, .290 batting average, 50 RBIs, 864 OPS, and an OPS plus of 129. Just out of all of them, had one of the better trajectories in the years coming forward. So, you know, yeah, he came in 5th in Rookie of the Year voting. So that also kind of sold me right there. Moving on to the Boston Red Sox, we have a player who has only spent his career with the Red Sox in Rafael Devers. He is a guy that has never won an MVP award in his career, but hasn't been unnoticed. He is a 2-time All-Star, a World Series winner, and a 2-time Silver Slugger. He has a career .280 batting average and a career 172 homers. This is also something I forget quite often, but Rafael Devers is still only 27 years old. He is a guy that if he just performs like a season he just had every year coming up, he's definitely realistically can be a player that could, like I said, realistically be in the Hall of Fame. Just this season, he had a 126 OPS plus, 100 RBIs, 33 homers. Just, I mean, yeah, really, really great stuff here. Moving on to the San Francisco Giants, I have newly signed player in Matt Chapman. He's a 4-time Gold Glove Award winner, one of the best defensive third basemen in the league. I would say just behind Nolan Arenado. A 2-time Platinum Glove winner. He is only a 1-time All-Star, but he has a career 31.2 WAR, a career 155 homers, and a career 117 OPS plus. He came in top 10 in MVP voting twice in his career, and hopefully with the Giants, he can take a new leave and just, you know, break out there and just have really good, you know, next couple seasons. Moving on to the Tampa Bay Rays, I have just more of a fun player, Randy Rosario. He is the obvious choice for the Rays because the Rays continue to be an underdog team every year. We may think they're not going to be that good, and they are constantly good, but here's the thing. On a really good team, there's not one player that stands out to me for a type of video like this. But Randy Rosario was that guy. I mean, he just, you know, had his first All-Star appearance in 2023, but he has won a Rookie of the Year, and this is all only in 487 career games played. He has an 11.4 WAR, 463 career hits, 71 career homers, and a career batting average of 265. He is the most likely player for a list like this on the Rays. Moving on to the New York Mets. The Mets just at the start of last season had Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, but this year they don't have any of them. So, but you know, it's okay because they still have Mr. Francisco Lindor. He is a clear favorite. He's a 4-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove, 3-time Silver Slugger, and he has won a Platinum Glove, all while playing shortstop. He has a career 42.7 WAR, over 1,300 career hits, career 215 homers, and a 274 career batting average. Now, yes, he's never won a MVP, but has come in top 10 in MVP voting 5 different times. And back in 2015, he came in second in Rookie of the Year voting. Just missing out. Just a very, very solidified baseball player. He is realistically a player that you can look at to maybe make it to the Hall of Fame one day. Moving on to the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, this one, they just, you know, traded Corbin Burns, but even so, I wonder if I would have picked him on this Brewers team. But the guy that I did pick is Mr. Christian Yelich. But he is a guy that has won MVP in his career. He is a 2-time All-Star, a Gold Glove winner, and a 2-time batting title, and a 3-time Silver Slugger. He does have a career 39.8 WAR, a career 193 home runs, and a career batting average of 286. He has only been like, what, top 3 in MVP voting, but that was in back-to-back years. Obviously 2018 taking it home, and 2019 just losing to Cody Bellinger. He got injured at the end of the 2020 season, and since then he has kind of had some down years. The MVPs of the 2018 and 2019 seasons digressed heavily after those years. Anyways, Christian Yelich, I mean, he is a solidified player. Moving on to the Oakland Athletics. Now, I'm sure what all of you guys have been waiting for. Who is she going to pick from the Athletics? Who on the earth could you pick from the Athletics? It was hard. It was really, really difficult. But the player that I had to go with was Alex Wood, a starting pitcher who is a newly acquired Oakland Athletic. So it wasn't even an Athletic that played with them in any season prior. But Alex Wood, okay, to sell you, he was with the 2020 Dodgers who won that World Series, and he's a 1-time All-Star. He has a win-lose record at 76 and 65 and a career ERA, you know, being a 3.74. So kind of difficult there. He has 1,140 strikeouts over his career. He did come in top 10 in Cy Young Award voting in 2017 with the Dodgers. He did have a couple good years in LA. Alex Wood on a really, really not good Athletics team, probably the worst team in baseball. It was really hard to pick a player for this team, but it had to be Alex Wood. Moving on to the Chicago Cubs. It kills me I had to wait this long to talk about them because I put all the teams in a generator and selected the order for this video. And ironically, the Cubs came second to last, and I would say one of my other favorite teams I like to watch, being in last place here. So anyways, the Chicago Cubs, who I have selected for them is, what I'm really excited to say, is newly signed Cody Bellinger, who had an amazing season with the Cubs in 2023 for a possible another 3 years. Cody Bellinger. So really excited to talk about this guy. So obviously Cody Bellinger is no doubt, he had through 2020 and 2022, those 3 seasons were very much down years. After having won Rookie of the Year in 2017, surprisingly, no top voting for MVP in 2018, but having taken the MVP award home in 2019, definitely had some really bad years through 2020 and 2022, and signed a 1-year prove-it-all deal with the Cubs in 2023 And man, did he prove it. Yes, he didn't get a super lengthy contract, but he did get his AAV up to 30 mil. He came in top 10 in MVP voting in 2023. And this is why he convinced me. A 2019 MVP award winner, Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Star, Gold Glove winner, 2-time Silver Slugger, and he's still only 28 years old. He has a career 178 homers, and unfortunately those down years did, drop down these numbers quite a bit, I can imagine, but only a career batting average of 258 and a career OPS plus of 120. If he could just do anywhere near what he did in 2023, he could definitely bolster these numbers here and possibly, maybe, just maybe, be a real candidate for the Hall of Fame one day when his career is said and done. Moving on to the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, I feel like I didn't do this on purpose. This guy that I did select is definitely a good one to end the video off on. And that is none other than Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper is just one of the most exciting players in baseball to watch, in my opinion. He's a 2-time MVP, a Rookie of the Year winner, a 7-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, an NLCS MVP, and a Home Run Derby champ. He has a career 46.2 WAR, a career 300 homers, career 1,500 hits, a 281 career batting average, almost 900 career RBIs, and a OPS plus of 143 through his career. And he ain't slowing down anytime soon. Just moving over to first base position. Hopefully can help keep him on the field, not using his arm as much. He just came in top 12 in MVP voting this past season. He doesn't have a bad glove over there, now moving to first base. He's a pretty solid defender at this new position. He is a guy that just wants to do anything to help his team, a competitive player. He's also, in the playoffs in the last 2 seasons, has been just on fire. So fun to watch, truly. That Braves-Phillies series, he's literally Mr. Clutch in the playoffs. For the team the last 2 years. So absolutely, Bryce Harper is one of my favorite players, non-Cub. Love to watch this guy. So yeah. Well, anyways, guys, that wraps up our list. If you can't tell, I am super freaking red right now. This took a lot out of me. I really hope you guys did enjoy, and please, I say it in all my videos, but comment down below. I truly want to hear your guys' takes and opinions. There's definitely some controversial takes I did, with the Dodgers, maybe with the Braves, but I feel like that one I did pretty good on. It was kind of hard. I definitely put a lot of time into looking at all their baseball references to select certain players from each team. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys are getting ready for this 2024 season like I am. I am so ecstatic for that. Ready to go to my first game in April of the season. So I'm going to be bringing you guys along for that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.